So I was getting a 7980, and it was about 8 inches down, and it looks like we got an old toy gun, and it's got a star on it, and it says HUB, like hub, and then it's got a little Made in America on it, so it looks like it's like die cast, and I'd say these is definitely 50s. I remember back, I wasn't born in the 50s, but I remember the popular TV shows like Gunsmoke and The Rifleman and Wagon Train and all those good shows. They were real popular, those country and western episodes and stuff. But I'm sure this is what this was. Kid probably out here playing and lost his gun, and it maybe was broke, but this is all I found of it. Didn't see anything else in the hole, so I'll look these up and get a date on it and share it with you. But I thought those were real neat, so we'll get on to the next. So I'm out here not detecting out in the pasture, and I'm venturing on out, and I got a signal. It was a 71, 72, 73, and it was like 10 or 12 inches down. It might have been deeper. A couple of swats, my detector wouldn't even give me a number. It was just beeping. But I dug it up. I thought I had another Wheatie, but I'm not even sure, because it is so wore out. I mean, it was down deep, but it has a hole in it, so I'm thinking it was a coin. Someone drilled a hole in it, and there is no telling. I mean, I can't even hardly get any kind of detail on it or anything, but it's the size of a penny. It's possible this might be an old Indian head penny before the Wheaties come out. This would be before 1909. But I got my brush on it and sprayed it and everything, but I can't make nothing out of it at all. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it's old, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. Probably will never know what kind of coin it was, if it was a coin. But anyway, we'll get on to the next. I was really excited when I found that. It's definitely an old relic. I know back in the day, they would drill holes in coins and carry them around their neck. So I just really wish I knew what this was, or knew the history about it. But we'll get on to the next stop. Okay, I think I got something really nice here. About 8 inches down, I was getting like an 83 to 89 to 90, and it's not a coin, but it's, I think, a really old relic. So when I first got it, I thought it was just an old piece of tin, but it had shape to it, so I decided to wipe it off and brush it and see if there was anything on it. And sure enough, I think this is a bell tag or a seal or something. It says Berry Gin Company. It has a bunch of numbers on it all over the place, and then out at the bottom you can see the word West there, but I looked at it a little closer, and it's also got Texas on it. So it's Berry Gin Company, West Texas. So I'm thinking, and I believe, in the late 1800s and early 1900s, they grew cotton out here in these old fields when the town was young and back then. So this is a really old relic. I just really like it. It's almost as good as finding a coin, I think. But if I can find anything on it, I'll share the information. But I kind of think this is probably going to be so old, it's not going to have anything out there. So anyway, I think that's just really neat relic to find out here. It's well over 100 years old, I'm sure. So we'll get on to the next. So I was getting around a 40, 42, 43 I usually don't dig those, but it seemed like a pretty scratchy. It just seemed an interesting sound that I was getting. Hey girl, what's up? You finally coming out? I think it's a little too cold for them tonight. They stayed up on the porch, but she finally come out to check on me, I guess. But anyway, look at here what I found. This is looks like a old pitchfork, and it doesn't look like it's store-bought. If you look around it, it looked like it's hand forged, maybe from a blacksmith. So I'm gonna say this is a very early relic, and this wasn't too far from where I found that that bay seal or whatever that deal was from the Berry Gin Company. This looks real old. I mean, it's nothing uniform about it. It looks like it was, like I said, hand forged by a blacksmith. So I'm gonna say this thing's probably, it may be late 1800s, maybe definitely early 1900s. So it just out here under these pecan trees and right out from the pasture, I've been finding some relics that are dating really early. So it's just awesome. You just never know what you're going to find when you dig it. So I wanted to show that, and we'll get on to the next. So it's getting me a solid 53. I thought I might have had me a nickel, but I dug down. It was about no more than 6 inches down. It wasn't a coin, but it's something nice. This is a top to old lantern. It's got to be early 1900s too. It just seems like I'm finding a bunch of old stuff out here tonight. I don't know, when it rains and the composition of the soil changes, makes the signals better to pick up or what, but I'm finding a bunch of neat stuff tonight. Usually these have the little handle that you twist to make the wick go up. It's broke off, but usually that's where they'll have the name of the company and the patent and the date, if there's a date on it. But I'm still going to keep this in the early 1900s. But anyway, I was when I dug the hole before I got down to the target, there's a little bottle. I found a bottle a few weeks ago when I found a wheat cent, and I just wonder how many bottles is in the ground here, because this is the second time recently that I found a bottle digging, and it's tiny. You can see how little it is. So I just don't know. I just imagined when I was thinking about it that lamp was on a nightstand and this bottle was on it, and or they were in a bag or something and they lost stuff out of the bag and the bottle and the lantern top fell out together. I just don't know. But this was on top though, so I don't know. It just has a 44 on it, so I don't know if I'll be able to figure out who made the bottle or what it's for. But it looked like it had a metal lid that's rusted off of it. But anyway, I just really like finding old bottles, and this is really neat because it's so tiny, and I don't even know what they would have. Maybe it was might have been a little pill bottle, or heck, it might have been a nail polish bottle from way back. Who knows? But anyway, I'm having fun out here tonight. It just seems like some nights I come out here, I can't pick nothing up, but tonight I am getting a lot of nice little signals. So we'll get on to the next. Well, I wasn't even 2, maybe 3 feet away from where I found that little bottle and the lantern top. I think my first swing, I got another 53, 55, and I got the top of an old fork. And if it was silver plated, it ain't silver plated no more. So I want to say this is probably about the same age as that lantern, that bottle. It's broke, so I don't know exactly how it broke, but it's a long looking fork. It's got a little bit of fancy on it. Probably not going to be able to get any information on it. There might be some on there, but I'll give it a clean up. If I can get anything off of it, I'll share the date with it. Maybe that'll help us date that lantern top and that bottle. But anyway, nice little find. We'll get on to the next. Well, all I can say is tonight I'm having fun. So I just got a 68 69 70. It's about 8 inches down, and I dug it up. This here, and this is probably my 6th or 7th one finding since I've had my metal detector here in this yard. But this here is it's called, goes to an accordion. It's a reed. They have them all different shapes and sizes that are inside the accordion. That makes the different pitches of the sound when they make the music when they're playing it. So anyway, cool little relic. This is probably just early 1900s. You know, back then, before they got TV, they had radio and stuff, but a lot of families had accordions and harmonicas and things like that for entertainment when they had family get-togethers or just sitting around the house. They played their own music. So that's what this is. It'll have a little plate hooked up to it that goes across that hole there, and when they push the air through it, that's what makes the noise. So nice little accordion reed here. I have several of them. Some of them can be about 3 to 4 inches, and some of them might only be an inch or two long, but this is probably about a mid-tone. But anyway, nice little find. We'll get on to the next. So me and Shadow walked down here. We're probably 150 yards from the house. We're down here by this old, I believe this is a pin oak is what they call it. It's got little bitty oak leaves on it and acorns. But as you can tell, there's a little old building down here. It's made out of brick, but the roof's collapsed on it. It needs dire repair. It's going to be a project for me probably after retirement. But anyway, and I was just thinking, if I was 8, 9, 10, you couldn't drag me down here in the dark, because right down through there is a bottom and a creek, and then on the other side is the highway. But anyway, I got a couple of trash signals and dug them, but I finally got a 7980, and you can see it. I already looked at it, but it's a weedy, but it's not too bad. You can tell it's a weedy. I didn't have to wipe it too hard, but the date, it's caked up, so I'm gonna have to clean it up and try to get it for you. But I'm sure I can once I get to the house and get the crud off of it. But I'll post the date on it for you. But anyway, we'll get on to the next. Okay, guys, it's been a minute or two. I had to calm down. I was getting an 84. It was banging. It showed it to be about 6 to 8 inches down. And I thought I had a clad quarter, and hopefully I was wishing a Washington silver. But when I was digging around, there was a root, and under the root, when I swiped my finger across it, I seen a wing. It is a quarter, but I know with this wing, I got me an SLQ. Yes, that's what it is. These were the quarters, I think, that were before the Washington. Oh, it's not rubbed too bad. So let's see what the date is. 1926. I got myself a bucket lister. I am so happy. Happy camper. This is probably the best coin I ever found. Anyway, I am really excited. So I think this episode's going to be a wrap. So if you enjoy these episodes I'm making, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and share it to Facebook. And we'll get on to the next trip. Y'all take it easy.